Yeah, I'm starting to do standing calls. The thing is, when I sit down, part of my brain just seems to shut off, and I think there's also something to sitting that creates like a tightness around your waist, like everything is bulged together, especially if you're sitting for too long. And I already started breaking that up by I have an alarm set at every 25 minutes. Then I have a 5 minute break to do stretching, mobilizing, things of that. Also, like disengaging from the work and then re engaging keeps me really fresh. And you're like doing sprints every time. So that's working very well. But then I'm also finding that I've been recording myself when I've been doing calls. And time and time again, I find that when you record yourself and you're confronted with the truth, you see things you don't like. And one of the things it's not even that you don't like them, it's not only that you don't like it, but I guess the reason you don't like it is because what you're seeing is not matching up with what you think you are sending out and how you think you're coming across and how you want to come across. And then you see yourself and it just doesn't match up with that. So there's a gap there. And one of the things for me was that my tone, for example, on calls was just too sweet, like too nice. Um, and it just didn't convey a feeling of this is somebody that knows what he's talking about. This is a confident person. This is a person I can rely on that stands his ground. So I wanted to change that. And part of that, there is this mind body connection and body mind connection. Like goes both ways. But a lot of what happens in the mind, if you if you just stand tall and wide, right, and put your shoulders back and take a deep breath, you already start feeling different. So the body sends to the mind how it should feel. So yeah, that's basically story why I'm doing standing calls. Just want to experiment with that, see if it helps. Um, it's not like I want to do that for the rest of my life. I see it more as a transition piece, something that can help me tap into that place that I want to be in and need to be in. And once I feel that's sort of unlocked or it's become a new habit, then yeah, sure, I just want to be in the chair again, take calls in the chair, um, or standing, or walking, like whatever the situation might be, should be fine. But this can help with that first change. Another thing I was thinking on that front is what was I thinking? Let's see, I was talking about that body mind connection, how standing up can help me unlock a certain tone and unblocks everything in the core. It's probably also partly it's not just standing up versus sitting. In fact, that's not the primary thing at all. What's probably happening is that in some of these calls, you're a bit nervous. You might not admit it to yourself right in that moment, but you are. You don't really know what they're talking about. The tech is, yeah, you're not a technical guy, nor do you really care. You're not there for that. They start throwing around like all these terms. They might have a certain strategy and all these different stakeholders that they're talking about, and it might be a bit of a mess as well. Um, like they might not even necessarily know what their strategy is, but maybe that's another thing. Like because I'm trying to come in with this persona and this aura of, hey, I'm a together guy, I'm an expert, I know my stuff. They are probably trying to match that because they don't want to be out outshined or outcompeted, or you're sort of raising the intensity and they're having to meet that intensity, not so differently from how it is in sparring as well, right? That you see that a lot. Like the sparring sessions start escalating because one guy thinks he got hit a little bit too hard, the other one is hitting him a little bit too hard, so he hits a little bit harder as well. Now the other guy thinks that as well and starts hitting harder. You know how that goes. Maybe a similar dynamic is going on in these sales calls. So maybe actually that's an additional piece that would help if I go in with this playful sparring attitude of just having fun and just seeing what the conversation will bring and responding to it and staying loose and flexible and relaxed. Maybe that will already create a different dynamic that won't make them go so hard and so get so complicated, and therefore doesn't cause me to get more nervous as well, because now they're like really upping the game and making it complicated and throwing all these things around. But that's a little bit of a side note, like a tangent. Um, the point I was going on about was, yeah, being nervous on these calls. Yeah, if I'm just like standing can also help with that, right? Like not being nervous, just staying loose. It's easier to breathe, take deep breaths. And I'll keep recording myself. It's such a hack for basically everything, whether it's like training sessions or calling sessions. So yeah, not sure if the standing calls is necessarily needed. But it can be a nice transition piece. I'm wondering if there's anything else on this topic right now that's on my mind. Mostly, I just wanted to test out this camera angle and see if this is a good setup and an acceptable background for calls. And it turned into a bit of a session. So that's interesting. Yeah, let's watch this back. Um, that was totally spontaneous enough to cough. It kind of happened, but I guess it's a video right now. So to wrap it up, gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. If it was of any value that you think you might apply later, save this video. And yeah, I'm an executive and Muay Thai practitioner. I apply lessons and insights and mentalities from martial arts to life and business. So if you like that, like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.